All right, ostensibly it is recording. Okay, cool. Let's do this. All right, happy, Tuesday, because we didn't have Monday, or we did, we just weren't working. We are going to do a lot of core work as usual, some stretching, all that good stuff. So let's actually start in tabletop. I'm mixing it up today and facing the other way. Like, this is the excitement in our life now. Also a reminder, no music on my end, so you can play whatever gives you joy and happiness. So find yourself in a tabletop position. Notice what neutral feels like in your spine. Press your hands into the mat. Weights distributed between the heels of your hand and the fingers. Make sure that you're out of your shoulders. So if you're sinking, it would look like that. If you're out of your shoulders, it would look like this. And let's gently add some motion. Rising up into cat and then arching into cow at your own pace. So feel the stretch in your abdomen, especially when you're in cat, and then feel your back round into the cow. Just wake those abs up, get them ready. Awesome. So let's do just a little bit more of that. Great. Awesome. So we're gonna do some bird dog balance things. So send one leg out to the back. Oops, that's couch. Move forward, send one leg out to the back, other leg, and the other leg. Other arm out to the front. Find your spine in neutral, so double check that you're still out of your shoulders and that your hips are square. And we are going to lower our leg and our arm and then raise it up while holding the rest of us steady. And think about not just lowering down, but think about your body being long and both limbs stretching to the opposite ends of your room so that you feel some length as these limbs move. Make sure you're also breathing. Check that your elbow is unlocked, that you have a little bit of give in it so that it's not overly extended. And let's do two more. Last one. Lower down while thinking out, 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 out long. Come back to your tabletop. Sit back for 1 second, shake it on out. I'm gonna take a drink out of my Mickey cup because you are never too old to have a cup of that type. All right, and let's do the other side. Take your other leg out to the back. Other arm out to the front. Again, think like you have like electricity shooting out of your fingers and toes that's like drawing you in opposite directions. So think nice and long as you lower and raise. Keep those hips even. Keep that head in a neutral position. Spread that weight amongst your fingertips, not just on the palm of your hand. Give your wrists some love by not stressing them. Keep it going. Make sure you've got that breath still going on. So I watched Allie's class. Her dog is so cute on YouTube. I guess those of you, if you've been to Allie's class, her dog was so adorable, but also seems like he enjoyed getting in the way. It was really cute. All right, let's do a few more. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's hold, think nice and long, and slowly lower back to the ground. Let's send our hips back onto our heels and do a quick child's pose. All right, let's roll onto our back. We're gonna do some modified planks later, but a little different today where we're gonna be on a knee, but we're not gonna get there just yet. We're gonna get there later. So come onto your back. Ah. Take your legs about hip width apart and just take a moment to notice your shoulders sinking into the mat. Notice that they're the lower back arch. Press your belly button, your navel towards the mat to lessen that arch. And let's just take our arms up above our heads and send them behind us. Extend our legs and just take that moment to feel nice and long. Send one arm to the sky, not to the sky, behind you, like so it's long in the opposite leg. And then think about lengthening the other side. So just feel nice and long and stretch. Amazing. All right, cool. Let's take our legs to tabletop. So they're gonna be touching. And we're gonna take our chest and raise it up. Our neck is resting down. You can support your head with your hands. And we are going to start by taking one leg out, bringing it back, the other out, bringing it back. So really holding this core nice and tight to control the leg coming out. Make sure you're breathing. I know we're not moving quickly, but there's a lot of control, right, in keeping the legs up. Keep pressing into the mat so that your back is not arching. If you have a hard time, you can always take them up a little higher. Let's do 8 more. Keep going. This is our last 4 on each side. Last 2. And last 1. Take those legs in, hug them to your chest, and give yourself a moment of rest. Awesome. All right, we are going to now start ourselves by lifting our chest up again. And then we're gonna curl into a little bit of a ball. And then we're gonna send the legs out in front of us and then swim our arms around to then be in a ball again. So take it out, swim the arms around. So we're not really moving our torso here. We're just keeping it really strong while we move the arms and the legs. This is another moment where, again, if you can't control and support with your abs and your back with your abs, then take the legs up a little higher. Or if you feel good, you can take them a little lower. So modulate what feels like you are in control of your body. Again, take them out and around, so they're sort of like reverse swimming arms, like the opposite of a breaststroke. Great work, I imagine. Keep breathing. And let's just do 5 more. And 1. Come on down, take a rest. Let's open up for a minute and come to a lying butterfly. Just let those legs hang out for a moment to the side. And stretch those arms up to the ceiling, nice and long. All right. Most excellent. All right, so we're gonna give ourselves a little break from all the crunches in our neck. So we're gonna do some work for our glutes a little bit. So we're gonna do some bridging. So We're gonna do glute bridges on 2 feet. Then we're gonna switch to 1 foot, then the other, and then both. And then we're gonna pulse down from the top. So that's kind of the sequence. Reminder to really stay grounded in the heels of your feet. And by pushing down into those is how you rise up. And that will help to really engage the glutes as you come up. And then when you squeeze at the top, that also engages the glutes. If anyone has bands with them or happens to have a Pilates ring, which would be super cool, I don't have one, and you want to use it, you can put the band right above your knees or the ring right inside above your kneecap. But if you lack said equipment, you have your body, which is sufficient. So here we go. So really press into those heels as you rise up and lower. And today we're going to focus on really articulating through the spine. I think last week, whatever day I last did a bridge with you all, we went straight up and down, but today we're focusing on really articulating through the spine as if you're either a caterpillar or you're like a human string of pearls that's kind of coming down piece by piece and up piece by piece. Squeeze at the top. And let's take it to one leg. So if this feels like it's too much for you, you can keep both legs on the ground and continue. But if you feel like you're up for it, take one leg to the sky. And we're gonna lift and lower. Here you wanna make sure your hips are in a line. So you can see my hips are aligned. If I were to let my hip drop, it would look like this. Or if I were to over raise one hip over the other, I'm exaggerating, it would look kind of like that. Keep those hips in line. And also make sure you're not looking to the side. I'm just doing that to look at you guys. Well, at your, I guess, your screens to make sure everyone's still with me. But that's not great for your neck, so definitely keep looking forward. And raise and lower with that control. Let's do 7, 8, 9. Oh, I feel this today. I think I did glutes yesterday. That's probably why. 10. Let's send that leg down, and we're going to switch sides. And again, if you are using both legs, just keep on going with both legs. So send the opposite leg up, and we're going to go for 10. Again, articulating through that spine. Great work. Pressing into that heel, don't forget that part to really power sending you up. 8, 9, 10. Come on down. We're going to take both legs to the ground, hip distance apart, rooting into our heels, rise up, and we're going to pulse down. So we're going just a little bit down, not all the way, and then squeezing right back up. For 10 more counts. You got it. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on down. Take those legs, roll them up to your chest. Give yourself a little back massage. Hopefully you feel some fire in those glutes. And let's take a quick stretch of our leg. We're gonna stretch our glutes later, but then we're gonna do something fun. It's kind of like scissors, I guess is a good way to phrase it. But first, just take a leg up and give yourself a stretch. You can bend your knee if you need it if flexibility-wise, you kind of need it bent to get the other one up, but just take a nice stretch. Send that down. Let's do the other side. Let's send it down. And now let's do a quick straddle stretch. So heads on the ground, we're just taking our legs out to the side. You can rest your hands on your thighs to help push them down a little more, or you can just let gravity be its own sufficient self. And that will get us a little bit limber so we can do this fun scissor thing that is great work for your abs, and I think it's super fun. So hopefully you guys will like it as well. All right, let's come back down, shake it all out. All right, so what we're gonna do is basically, we are going to have, how to explain this? We're gonna have our legs up, and we're gonna have our hands supporting our head. And what we're gonna do is we're basically going to cut with scissors, like, meaning like we're gonna go like this. But while we cut with scissors, we're gonna move our legs down and up. So you can imagine like you're cutting paper and like moving. So you don't have to go down far. You only wanna go down as far as you can control. But you're gonna cut with the scissors to a certain point, and then you're gonna cut them back up to the top. So you choose how far you go. Again, you want to only go as far as you're able to support with your abs to protect your lower back. But you're gonna cut our imaginary massive O paper and then send it back up. So it's kind of a combination of two moves, right? Because it's partially sending them down, but now we're just adding another dynamic movement to it. And send them up at your own pace. And send them up. Let's do two more. So one more down. And up. Bend them in. Hug your knees and roll yourself, when you're ready, to seated for our promised fun side plank adventure that we are about to go on. All right. You know, it's been a long time in quarantine when this is like an adventure. Okay, here we go. So what we're gonna do is we are going to take our arm out to our side. Oops, there's some stuff on that. And we are going to support ourselves with our knee. So notice that my hips are up. So I'm not letting them drop. My hips are up. And then I'm gonna keep my arm right below my shoulder. So I'm stacking my hips and stacking my shoulders. I'm gonna take that leg out. So you can have your hand, if you felt like you need, you can keep it here for a little bit more support. If you feel like you're pretty steady, you can send it up to the ceiling and look up, but you're gonna have your leg out. And we're gonna keep it at the same level, so look, we're trying not to drop it. We're gonna send it front as a flex foot, pointed to the back. Flexed and back. Great job, keep going. Flex front, point back. 3 more. And then we're gonna do one more thing on this side, and then I promise you we're gonna rest, and then go to the other one. All right, keep that leg parallel. So I don't want your knee pointed up, I want your knee pointed towards your computer if you're in the same orientation as me. You're just gonna lower and raise, and lower and raise. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Come on down, take a nice little rest. Let your body relax. That was good. Maybe brutal, a little tiring, but good. And let's do the other side. Shake it on out. We are going to come to the other side. Again, we are going to have our shoulder over our elbow and our wrist. Knee is out, foot is down to support. And whoops, I gotta move because that's my couch again. And my leg is out to the side. Again, my arms can be up. My arm singular can be up, or it can be here. So up to you. And what we're gonna do is we're going to flex front again and point back for 10. Same thing we did on the other side. Try and keep that foot level. The challenge is to not let it drop. And again, you can have your arm up if you'd like, but up to you. Flex front, point back. This should be our last 2, or maybe our last 3. We'll do one more just to be sure we got 10 in. Take that foot to a flex. Again, keep it so that your toes are pointing front and your knee is pointing front. So we don't want this. We want to keep it turned in. We're going to lower and raise for 10. Almost halfway there. This is 6. Woo! 7. Feel it burn a little bit. 8. 9. 10. Lower it down. And let's sit on down with some control. Take a moment and let's just do a little bit of stretching. And we'll definitely do a nice glute stretch too. So sit up nice and tall, shoulders down and back. Take one arm up above your head, other hand towards the side, and root down your, for me this is right, that might be your left, I forget if this mirrors, but root down your sit bone that matches your hand as you move to the side. So make sure that you're not lifting, that you're rooting into the floor so that you're having a contrast between this pressing in and this coming out nice and long. Have the shoulders stacked and feel the great stretch. Come on up to the other side. So again, hand out, arm up, make sure the shoulders are down and back. Root down on this side into your mat so that your butt is not lifting. And send yourself out nice and long and extended as you root down in the hip. Come on up. We are going to give ourselves a delicious glute stretch because after all that bridging, we need it. So today we're going to do the pigeon. If this feels intense for you, reminder, if this is not like working, you can come and do this glute stretch on both sides. But if you want and feel able, today we're going to do pigeon. So come into a quick plank. We're not going to hang here. You get out of jail today. We're not doing it. You take your leg front. Rest your foreleg, if that's a term, on the mat. Send the other leg back. You can sit yourself up and hold it here, or you can lie forward. If you have tight hips, and I'm a prime example of that, if you have a blanket or something that you want to put under to support, or like a yoga block, you certainly can, so that you have some support. But again, you can stay up here, or you can bend into the stretch. And let's do it. Let's stretch. Breathe and just relax into it. It shouldn't feel painful, but you should obviously feel some engagement and some stretch. Otherwise, you're not doing anything for yourself. Take a few more breaths here. Push yourself back up to those hands. Take that leg back out into our plank so that we can do the other side. So now you're back in your happy little plank. Take your other leg forward, bring that knee forward. Move the leg so that your foreleg is on the ground. Drop the back leg. And again, you can either be up here. Just make sure that you have your shoulders up and back and that you're not hunched over. Or you can send yourself down. And again, great place for a blanket or a yoga block if you feel you need the support. Keep breathing, sinking in. So we're on time. Come on up. All right, we're gonna do a little tiny series on our stomach, and then we'll do a little more stretching, and then we will be off on our merry ways. So, doing a little bit of work for our back muscles. So you can either just find yourself and flop down, or if you want to do like a chaturanga kind of thing, just to get a little bit of a mini little push-up in. You can do that as well. We're gonna take our hands by our sides, and we're just gonna do a baby cobra and lift up just a little bit and hover our hands above the mat. So you may not be far, depends on how much extensibility you have in your back, but just hang here and hover. And lower. One more time. And again, you don't want to scrunch up. That puts like compression on your lower vertebrae. You want to think like out and up, like mermaid-esque. So come on up / out. Hold it here. Hang out, be cool. Come on down. Let us take our arms and our legs this time. We're gonna have our arms behind us. So take your legs together, turn them out, feel your glutes and your heels squeezing together. And now lift the arms and the legs while keeping your 2 hip bones on the mat. They should be pressing into the mat. And hold yourself up here. If this is too much, you could just do the legs only or just the arms only. Maybe just the legs to vary it up since we already did just the arms. Take the arms front. Go on a very brief swim since beaches were closed and we didn't get to yesterday, which is very sad. So we'll pretend in a much less cool way now. Gently lower. Bring your hands up to your shoulder blades. Push yourself up and back to round your back in opposition to the flexion we just had and the extension we just had and be in child's pose. And we're going to finish up with a couple little stretches to keep ourselves bendy while we're all less active, unfortunately. Can't walk, go all places. So we're going to come up. We're going to send one leg forward into a low lunge. Knee over that ankle. Sending that hip back a little bit so that it doesn't, move forward. Try and keep those hips in line. Lower the knee. Send yourself forward to stretch those hip flexors. You can take those arms up if you'd like, or you can have them on your thigh for support. Up to you. Take the arms down. Straighten the front leg. Flex that foot. Stretch out those hamstrings. Ooh, feels good. And we're going to do the other side now. I'm just checking. Okay. Take your left leg front this time into a nice lunge. Knee over ankle. Again, try and keep those hips square so that one is not behind the other. Enjoy that stretch. Hang out. Head neutral. One of my bad habits is I tend to do this a lot when I'm here just because I'm like, I don't know, staring at the mat, my toes. Make sure that you're not doing that and you're keeping your head nice and in line with your spine. Usually I'm looking at like either I haven't painted my nails in like ages or what is on the mat, etc. But try and keep yourself in line. Drop that back knee, drop the toes, come on up. Stretch yourself forward to really stretch out those hip flexors. Again, hands can be here or you can take them up to the sky. Totally your choice. Feel a real opening there in your hips. Take the arms down, bend the back knee, straighten the front knee, flex that foot, stretch out our hamstring real quick on this leg. All right, let's take ourselves to having our legs spread like a little froggy. Let's send our butt up and we're gonna roll up and then that will be the end of class. So roll on up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Stretch up to the ceiling. You can't see me, so I'll just bend. So stretch to ceiling. Keep those arms out. And yeah, thank you all so, so much. Have a great rest of your day. Reminder, tomorrow at 8:30, if you like to get up early and stretch it out, you can join me then. Or Thursday at 1, we'll be doing abs. Have a lovely afternoon.
Thanks, Julie.
Yeah, bye guys. Good to see you next week.
Bye.